What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Real Deal Sports. Usual guys are here. This is the early morning version. Good morning. How are you? Hope you up, got that sleep out your eye on your way to work, or grinding, doing whatever you want to do in life. Usual
Hey
guys
man,
are here. Huh?
I, baseball has a problem. Can we just get this out there real quick?
Are you about
Baseball
to
has a
rant?
problem.
Wait. Are you about to rant real quick?
No, I'm not a rant, but I'm not gonna rant. Listen, twice this
Not
week,
gonna rant, but I'm not gonna rant.
twice this week, two different couples in two different stadiums were caught having sex in the stadium. Wait. Here's the thing.
Oh,
Before
really?
you, hang on. For the record, them sections were so empty that like no one knew they were even doing it. That's how
So
they were able to get away with it.
wait. So how did?
Go
Wait, hold on. How do you know?
because the stadium cameras caught them, and and uh, and so they had to get removed from the stadium, so to speak. And to those people and anyone else who thinks this, listen, think first, because you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna be registered. There's kids in that building, even if they didn't see you. There's kids that, but this is more a problem for baseball, man. How you got entire sections that are so stinking empty that people can just go at it in your stadium and no one even has a clue.
I'm raising my hand. Do you know what games they were, or the two teams?
Yeah,
I should
first
say.
off, one of them was Oakland, obviously.
Okay, well that's probably
That
one
was
of the reasons.
I mean, yeah, that
Hey, I see
stadium is
what you
empty.
did there.
They got more players
How
on
you
the
can make
field.
sections. I saw you, John. You think you slick, boy.
I
That
didn't
boy
catch that.
nasty. That
They
boy
got
nasty.
more people. They got more players on the field than they do people in the stands out in Oakland. The other one actually is a competitive team in Toronto, Blue Jays. Maybe, but so who knows? Maybe it's starting to get cold up there, and people are trying to stay warm in Toronto. But I'm just saying, like even them, I guess their fan base just having a rough year or something. I don't know, but I think this says more about the teams than those people that personally. But baseball has a problem. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we can get back to the show.
Yeah,
I was
that's
about to
that's
say, if anything, if it's that real, why they just didn't go to the bathroom? Like, go to the bathroom, bro.
It's
why
that empty. It's
why not
that
just go to
empty.
your
So
car?
what? But, I mean, if you go into an event though, you gotta think like they have cameras everywhere around that whole entire arena or stadium, I should say. So it's like if it's that real, y'all had the urge and y'all and them folks. I think that's what it's called. Them folks, people that gotta have sex all the time or whatever. If it's that real, go to the bathroom. Fuck it. Go to the bathroom, bro. Go to the bathroom. But anyways, forget
No,
that. Let's start the show. As Dave
y'all,
Chappelle would say.
y'all nasty.
Let's start the show. You said we
Just go to
nasty.
your car. Just go to your
Chappelle
car.
show. Wait.
How
Are
the
we?
hell would you go all the way to the car? And I'm sure wherever they park is like a mile away. You gonna miss the
If
game.
you got that kind of urge, I'd rather just go to my car
They
than
ain't
to
gonna let you
do it
back
in
in
the
the stadium.
stadium and then get registered as a sex.
Exactly. I was just about to say, are they even gonna let them back in the stadium if they leave?
Here's the thing:
Who gives
Oakland might because they
If
need
you
every fan they can
wait.
get.
If you're having sex, the game must not be that interesting to begin
That's
with.
fair. No, I don't know though because it'd be. Never mind. I'm gonna say that for
Who-
another time.
I was about to say who having sex during Game 7 of the
See, that's
I
different
know,
though.
I
See,
saw
that's a
World
different
Series.
scenario.
My
That's a
point
different
exactly.
scenario.
My
If
point
it's just a
exactly.
regular game, then hell yeah, I'm gonna have sex while it's just a regular game. Hell yeah.
No, but hang on, because even if this score it was the greatest game of all time, and I looked around, and I was the only person in the stadium. I'm
You're
not saying
not going to be if it's the greatest game of all.
no. I'm saying if this game between two bum teams turns out to be one of the greatest games of all time, like just amazing baseball for whatever reason, I ain't saying I'm gonna go this far, but I'm gonna see what I can get away with, man. I'm gonna be throwing ice cubes down, seeing if I can throw it further than my wife. Like, I mean, we've been trying something. I don't know what it is, but like, come on, man, you're gonna start doing stuff you normally wouldn't in a game because you like, dude, we are the only ones here. Anyway, you like you said, now we can start the show.
Well, let's
Yeah,
start the show like Dave
of
Chappelle.
course.
Let's get it.
Ohio State,
Oh.
greatest college football team in the world.
Ooh, ooh.
I
John,
guess I have to put a disclaimer now that says the thoughts and comments of Nico do not represent the show.
it represents me and Walt though. Maybe
Okay.
not you, but me and
Hey,
Walt.
this is probably the only thing that me and Nico will ever agree on is Ohio State. I'll be honest with y'all.
OH. I know.
It's just the only thing we ever agree on.
No, but
Um,
this weekend at the Ohio State game, LeBron, one of Cleveland's own, was at the game with his son Bronny. Amongst, shoot, it seemed like they had a star-studded sideline for real, for real. Ezekiel Elliott, Joe Burrow, uh, Rich Paul, LeBron's other homie, Jerome Bettis was at the game. They had a lot of people at the game. The 2000, I want to say the 2002 Ohio State national championship team was at the game. It was crazy. But as the cameras panned to Bronny, the crowd started chanting, "We want Bronny." And it was a dope moment to see, like his reaction, LeBron's reaction. And I mean, hey, if they can get Bronny back to Ohio, I say why not?
Did they react? I didn't
Huh?
even see them react to the crowd. Did they react to the crowd?
I mean, they reacted, but it's like they tried to play it off by like,
You gotta
I
be
was gonna
smooth
say,
about it. You got
dude,
he.
that kid already is, man. He's already smooth. Like he is too cool,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Because, like, dude, if I'm that age, I don't, whatever. We're all different,
you
but like,
playing
yeah,
too?
you can tell he's gotten it enough where like it's nothing new to him because he played it off like
he
it
did.
was
He played it off well. Like, like that was what 65,000 people in the stands, if I'm not mistaken, and all them
Yeah.
have. I'm getting chills right now. I'm be honest with you. Like I'd have been getting chills, bro. Like I mean, but like John said, I'm sure he's already used to that because I mean his name is just top
Mhm.
tier already because of his pops. But I mean, I'm not saying that that's the legacy he wants, but I'm sure he wants to make his own legacy. But
100%.
like I said, him and me are completely different. I'm getting chills just thinking about that. I would love to hear 75,000 people chant my name, talk about they want me here, regardless if I'm gonna be there or not. But just that feeling and being in that environment, feeling that love, I should say, man, that's dope. But like he played it off though. Like he's like, yeah, it's
right. That's how that was my takeaway. Was like there wasn't a reaction. Like him
right. Like
and
it's
LeBron
nothing.
were way too cool.
They play it smooth though, like LeBron. Anytime he do something big, he
And I was just about to say, yeah, you put the hand up.
No, he was
I
talking to somebody though. He was like someone on the field was like talking to him or something. Like they
no,
weren't.
it was.
They weren't.
Wasn't
Yeah,
he
there was
standing with
someone on the
LeBron
field
when they started it though?
because he did like and then he put his hands together, whatever. He was talking to someone on the field. Like neither of them recognized the crowd, but that's what I'm saying. Like these two are like pros, man. They're like they just shut it
I
out.
mean, when LeBron is your father, you really
I
don't
was
have
just
a
about to
choice.
say, when you got somebody like LeBron who's been used to being in the media all the time and, what I'm saying, hearing all the good and the bad. So I'm sure that he's passing down that same concept, I should say, to his, to both his boys. So, I mean, I'm sure that's why, it was I'm sure it was a humbling moment for them, but they were just, more focused on whatever, what I'm saying, they were talking about or whatever business wise, I should say. So, I mean, it's a humbling experience, but at the same time, who's to say he's actually going to come here? But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm sure he appreciates the love. So,
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, my other takeaway was that was a hockey jersey LeBron was wearing, right?
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that jersey was fire though.
Yeah,
That
I
jersey-
believe so.
That was a
Hey,
hockey jersey.
He a big dude though. You can't find many football jerseys.
But
You think
I'm
not?
sure he could have custom made
I
though.
will say I will say one thing, man. Whoever, because I bought my first hockey jersey ever this week because it was on sale like
Your
$25.
actual team? Is it the St. Louis Blues?
Nah, just like the USA Olympics one.
Oh, okay.
But it
How
was
much they run you?
it was a legit jersey they had at Dick's, and I bought it for like $25. But let me just say this to all you with the big kids. I'll put it nicely, big kids. I shop in that kids XL a lot because them kids, I don't know who them kids are that are eating that much, but they fit me nice, and that's like half the price of the adult clothes. I'm telling you, man, them kids XL is the way to go, or XL 2XL. That's where
Hey,
to shop.
I ain't gonna lie though, like for skinny dudes like John, don't take that the wrong way, John. But like honestly though, like when I was working at Liz though, that would be what a lot of people would do who's like real skinny. Instead of going to buy the actual jersey, the extra large for the men's, they'll go to the kids section because the kids section
A lot of times they be
is a
wanting,
lot cheaper.
and they wanted a little snug.
Yeah, of course, and they do want a
They
little
wanna show
snug.
them arms. John
We
trying
all
to show
know
them
that
biceps.
the tight fit. That's
Yeah.
that's the way to go. You feel me? So
John showing his push-ups. He been at home
Well, it's a hockey jersey, so it's
one of
not
the
going
day,
to show.
boy.
This is a hockey jersey. Ain't gonna show
Let's be
much.
all out. Oh yeah.
But I did.
Yeah.
But that's why I noticed it. I was like, oh, I think that guy wearing a hockey jersey. But it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, that jersey was nice though. Brian always got some, custom made or nice stuff out. So
Hey, when you're a billionaire, you can do
I
that.
was just about to say, yeah, when you're a billionaire, you get whatever the hell you want to. So I ain't
Everything
mad.
could be custom made at that point.
I ain't mad at you.
Everything. Yo, you want it custom? All right, Brian, no problem. We don't even have a hockey team, but we got you there.
Man, I heard this dude got a whole house just full of an outhouse just full of his clothes and shoes and stuff. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Money on top of money.
100%. Yeah. But in other news, Chuck, the round mounder rebound, and Shaq Diesel has called KD a failure. Has called Kevin Durant.
Boy.
Look at that. That fast, and Kevin Durant already calling. His name so freaking fast on the internet. I'm serious. That dude could be a dead sleep, and someone could type in KD on the internet, and he'd be like, "I gotta respond to this."
Hey, that was perfect. I like that. That was perfect, though. That was perfect.
That was somebody else. It wasn't him.
Hell nah. But yeah, man. I can't. I'm excited.
Wait. Before we go there,
okay.
What was this on, like a radio show? Because I heard a snippet, but were they on a radio show or what?
On Shaq's podcast, I think it's called "I'm Big" podcast or something like that.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, I think it was on Shaq's podcast, and that's when they were. I think Chuck said something earlier on, and I think Shaq just doubled down on it on his podcast. Because of course we all know earlier in the year that Chuck had called KD a bus rider from when the years.
A bus driver.
Yeah, he wasn't the bus driver. He was a bus rider because of the years when he was with the Warriors, and he won his 2 championships. Because they pretty much saying outside of his tenure with the Warriors, what has KD done? And honestly, I completely agree. I mean, what has he done? I mean, the man had a 3-1 lead over the Golden State, couldn't get it done, and he's supposed to be the best player in the world. Why couldn't you get it done if you're supposed to be the best player in the world? And like I said, other than the fact that he won his 2 championships with Golden State, was that 2016 to 2019?
Yeah.
What really has KD done other than maybe mess up every team he's gone to up, because of his drama that follows him? I mean, after he left OKC, it's just been nothing but hell. I mean, yeah, of course, he went to Warriors, got his 2 titles, bus rider, whatever. But after that, he went to Brooklyn. What's been all happening in Brooklyn? I mean, you can blame some of that on Kyrie at the same time, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you are, as the world says, well, LeBron gets bashed for this all the time for being the leader and all this, but he takes on that responsibility. That's what I'm trying to say. And KD does not take on that responsibility. So in my opinion, you can't be the best player if you can't take on that responsibility of being a leader and taking all that the criticism that comes with it. So I completely agree. Like I everything that they said, I could read y'all quotes after y'all go, but everything that they were saying about KD's career, I feel like it's absolutely correct. So y'all go ahead.
Go ahead, John.
Before I get on KD, I will say that to this point now, Oklahoma City Thunder have been a failure because we're in season 15 now. It's time to win that first ring. And the fact that we don't have one, like we're not a new team anymore. So OKC has pressure on itself. But
I mean, but y'all been going through a lot of stuff throughout the years, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really, say that, OKC's urgency to win a title because of just all the things that y'all have happened over the years.
I mean, obviously the actual team is in a rebuild, but I'm just saying as a team, like 15 years is okay. You should have one by now. So
I get it.
But to Kevin Durant, man. So there is a lot of pressure on guys who come into the league and how do you say, like, they're told they're the guy. Zion Williamson, you're the guy, right? Like Giannis allowed to grow and become who he is. Jokic allowed to grow and become who he is, right? But when you're LeBron, when you're Kevin Durant, when you're Zion Williamson, and you're told you are the man, like that's when there's a ton of pressure. I mean, even Jordan at his height, we saw him retire twice at his height. A lot of greats do this. Whatever, they go through certain things. So I will say, like, putting all of what we put on Kevin Durant coming in compared to what he has accomplished, I would say yes, it's a failure. For what we put on his name, it's a failure.
Don't say
Now for Kevin Durant, he's made it clear. Oh, I'm rich. He's that Cam Newton line. I'm rich. I'm rich. I don't care. I'm rich. I think Dame Dollars used it a few times. A lot of guys have used this line, right? And there's this whole thing that, like, because my career is the high paying thing at this time of world history, right? Because think about it, man. 100 years ago, and maybe 100 years from now, basketball might not be it wasn't the thing. There's something else was higher paying. But right now, basketball is the thing. And so because he happens to be good at the thing that happens to be the highest paid thing right now, they think that makes them greatness without achieving anything that they had the potential to achieve. This guy is, I believe, the most talented player to ever play the game offensively. You could argue he's second behind Michael Jordan. That's fair. I have no problem with that. I think Michael Jordan was, more gifted in other ways too. But I think offensively, this most. So based on that, yes, I think that his accolades are a failure. Like, there's no getting around it. This guy, the only 2 championships he won, this man can't win a series. Can't win a tough series as the guy. Like, anytime there's a tough series and he has to be the guy, he's not the guy. Now he's won some series and he's been good in them and whatever, but he's never been great in a series where he is the guy.
He ain't never been LeBron.
Right. Whenever the pressure's on for him to be the guy, like, he's either good. The only time he's great, all-time great, is when he knows he can't lose. Oh, I got Steph. I got Clay. Steph is drawing double teams before he even crosses half court. I got this. And then he criticizes OKC for the reason he left is because they ain't putting no shooters around him. Go look at that 3-1 finals where he was up 3-1 and lost. He shot the team worst, unless you count Andre Roberson or Steve Adams. He shot the team worst from 3-point range in that series. What are you talking about? No one else around you could shoot. You didn't shoot. Like, you were the worst, not bottom. No, like near the bottom. No, you were the worst. So his criticisms of OKC are all things that he did. So I will say Westbrook lost that first finals against Miami. However, I don't think they had stood a chance against that Miami team. They were just poised to win. OKC failed by letting James Harden go. So I'll say Westbrook could be partially blamed for that first finals. OKC for letting James Harden go. But that 3-1 series against Golden State, and by the way, I don't think that LeBron could have beat us in that finals. That's a personal opinion. I don't think he could have. I think it took a lot for him to come down 3-1 against Golden State, a team that we were up 3-1 against. But that series was lost by Kevin Durant. He lost that series. So, yeah, I would say, like, when he is in charge, it's his team. He built the Nets. He got to pick what he wanted. And to split town without even giving them a conference championship, like, that's ridiculous. No, it's definitely, for me, his accolades are a failure. But sure, if you want to count getting rich and arguing with teenagers on Twitter, then yes, he's very successful.
Now, I only will disagree with you on the part that you saying that I think he said he didn't have shooters or he had shooters. No, I think you said he had shooters. But honestly, I don't think he really that. I'm looking at the roster right now. The only shooters that they have on that team really is KD, maybe Waiters, and Anthony Morrow, and maybe Singlet, maybe. But I mean, honestly, other than KD, they really didn't have any other shooters, honestly. But I mean, that's still not an excuse because of the fact that again, you were up on that team 3-1, and KD was. I want to say KD and Russ was carrying them throughout them first. I want to say 2 to 3 games that they were when they went up. I'd say 3-1, and I don't know what happened after that. Them three games, and then I don't know. Russ became a turnover machine, and like John was just saying, KD started.
KD stopped looking for his shot. He stopped looking for a shot. There were multiple times he would come down the court, and wherever he caught the ball, that's where he'd shoot from. He didn't care. He wanted out. For whatever reason, he wanted out. Even in the wins, you could tell he didn't like playing with Westbrook. Even when they won, he didn't like playing with Westbrook. So he would come down the court. If he caught it, he would just shoot it. He wouldn't work to get into his spot. He wouldn't attack the rim. There were multiple times where he just told Westbrook, get over here, and just handed him the ball, and then just stood there and let Westbrook go to work. And then they wondered why Westbrook's turnovers kept going high. The dude, Westbrook, didn't ball hog that series. What KD forced Westbrook to be like, here, this is your team, go ahead, take it. And I'm not doing it. The man didn't take 30 shots twice all season and took 30 shots 5 times in that series. So there's no excuse that, he didn't get enough shots. He shot, man. He shot and he shot and he shot, and he was bad. He was just bad. And I agree. For the regular season, yeah, Kevin Durant was by far their best 3-point shooter. In that series, he was their worst 3-point shooter. So,
I see what Shaq and Chuck are saying, and I mean when you really look at it these days with superstars, it's kind of messed up. When they like if you don't get it done, your career is a failure. Like I mean honestly, if you want to look at it, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, until he got to Miami there. If you just want to put it like that, all of their careers were failures.
But my fault to cut you off. But the only difference between them and KD, though, they don't pursue themselves as the best player in the world. KD is pursuing himself as the best player in the world, and that's why I say it's more of a failure for him than it would be for those guys. Because at that time, let's be real, Jordan was just the GOAT that whole fucking decade. Like real talk. Like no matter how much shit I talk about Chicago, I would definitely give him the credit of throughout the whole damn '90s, Jordan was definitely running that shit. I would say that.
Chicago ran the '90s. Go ahead.
They did. They did. I will admit that, and I hate to admit that, but I mean, But my point being is, it's a different. You know what I'm saying? It's difference between the Karl Malones and the Stockton to compare to KD because like I said, KD he has a higher
ceiling.
Yes, than they did because of the fact of the people that's around him that keep saying, "Oh yeah, bro, you the best, you the go to this, you got all this." You know what I'm saying? But to them, it was just like, "Hey, all we got to do is just try to beat Jordan one time, man." But it just didn't happen. Like it's just, but. My fault. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just felt like
I was just saying it's bad that like hypothetically, right? If you really want to look at it, Allen Iverson got to one finals. He's not a failure. He just couldn't get it done by himself. He needed. I wouldn't say. I mean, he needed more around him, but also would he have been open to more? Like a LeBron or playing with a Kobe. Like, yeah, now that you could say like now, yeah, me and Kobe would have dominated. But would that shit have really worked? Because y'all are both two ball dominant guards. Both of you, Allen Iverson was really just a smaller two guard.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you say that now, but in y'all heyday, would that shit have really worked? I think, Chris Paul, you can look at him and say he's a failure. He only been to one. He hasn't never won. Melo, I can go on for days. Russ. I mean, shit. If you want to really think about it, Kyrie has been a failure by himself.
That's facts.
I mean, let's just be honest about it. But I think Kevin Durant, him and Kawhi are seeing now. Like this shit is rough. When you the guy, you gotta make all these decisions. Yeah, LeBron makes it look easy. But at the same time, LeBron has to. I think LeBron covers up a lot of defects. So yeah, it's like, all right, well, yeah, he was nice. It's like, no, LeBron was just getting them in the right position. And I think, people like Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, you want those accolades, but you're not ready for the pressure that comes with it.
I think that's a great point.
So, like Kevin Durant, yes, he has won in Golden State, but he hasn't won by himself. He hasn't won constructing a whole team. And
Mm.
if you really think about it, LeBron been doing it for 20 years, since he was able to get that cachet. And it has worked for him. And, I think, KD and Kawhi was in over their head when it was like, I could do that. The Clippers, they made it to the Western Conference and he wasn't even playing.
Yeah, that's tough.
So it's like, hindsight 2020, you're a failure too. And even with Toronto, that team was pretty much already put together. They just were one piece away.
That's
You
one.
take out DeRozan and put him in there, and a lot of things had to go right, but they won the championship. So I think a lot of times with these players, yeah, you want that LeBron power, but you also, LeBron covers a lot of that shit up.
You do.
Like, yeah, we ain't good defensively, but I average 5 block shots a game. It is what it is. So yeah, I mean, KD trying to do it by himself, it has become a failure.
Yep.
I'll say, yeah, compared to the rest of the NBA, sure, 95% of the NBA, he is not a failure. Like, he's got 2 Finals MVPs. How many other players can say that, right? In history.
Yeah.
Well, back like you said about Carmelo, a lot of people would consider his career a failure, and that's what it has to do with how you came into the league, right? When Steph,
But I also wonder with that, like say Melo won in Denver,
But do you all?
Iverson won in Philly. Would they be a failure? Although you only got one in 16, 17 years, are you still considered a failure?
but
No,
that's what
because
I think it has to do with how you came into the league, right? When Melo and KD came into the league, it was like 3 championships minimum, 3, maybe 6. When Kawhi and Steph came into the league, it was like they're nice. So when they go out and win 2, 3, 4 championships, it's like, oh dang, they're successes. So I understand, like, there's that, like, you know what I mean? Some guys come in to the league with a certain thing attached to them.
I mean,
But Kevin Durant had the
they came
talent.
into the league with hype. It was
Right.
hype.
But
Yeah.
Kevin Durant came into the league with the talent to be top 10 all time.
Yes.
Like Melo came in the league to be like Charles Barkley or better, whatever. Kevin Durant came in with the talent to replace LeBron and Larry Bird as the greatest small forward of all time. Like that's the talent he has and he still has today. So that's why failure is attached to his name, is because this guy could have been the greatest small forward of all time and just didn't get it done.
Because he's a great Robin. He's not a Batman. That's why.
So,
He can't get it done.
I got a question.
Needs help.
I got a
LeBron.
question then.
Yes, go ahead.
If he's considered a failure, would Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen be considered failure? Because they didn't win where they were.
So yeah, a lot of people would consider like what they were able to
And
do.
technically, who was the bus driver for that team?
Yeah,
Was
a lot
it
of people
Paul?
would consider what they were able to do with those teams a failure. But again, I'm just saying they didn't come in with
No,
he is undeniably top 10 all time if he has that talent. Like none of those
no,
guys came
I'm
in
just
with that.
saying. I'm just saying they couldn't succeed where they were, and they essentially came together with Paul Pierce, almost like Kevin Durant did with Golden State, and they reaped the benefits. So are
I'll
they
say
considered failures?
I'll say to Walt's point, he is the greatest Robin of all time. I'll give him that. He's the
Kevin
greatest.
Durant?
Kevin Durant is the greatest number 2 player you could ever have in NBA history.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. Well,
I mean, you could maybe go Pippen too, but
I was gonna say I wouldn't, because I mean, yes, he can score like nobody's business, but Pippen was doing everything else.
Yeah, Pippen was
That's
Right,
what
doing
but
people
everything.
don't realize. Like I talked to a lot of old heads here that were adults during those '90s. They was like Jordan. His main thing, Jordan was Kevin Durant. Just put the ball in the hole. He was like, but Pippen did everything else. He defended, facilitated.
yeah, but
Uh,
Rodman and Jordan both defended and facilitated. Well, Rodman didn't
this is
facilitate,
look.
but
I'm just saying what they told me. I'm
yeah,
not gonna argue with a guy that was watching it live.
but that's what I'm
Yes, we
saying.
see the last
Imagine
dance, but none of us were there watching it live.
imagine having Jordan, and then every time he just kicks out, if a triple team does come, and it's just Kevin Durant. I mean, I'm
Because
saying I'm taking that over Scotty.
because
That's what I'm saying.
they say honestly, if it wasn't for Pippen, they wouldn't have beat the Lakers that first year. They say because Magic Johnson was cooking Mike, and they say Phil Jackson made that switch, put Pippen on him, and he didn't shut down Magic Johnson, but
He
Magic
continued.
Johnson went from 25 and 25 to 25 and 50. It took him, you know. So I'm like, that matters.
Can,
That
can I
matters.
just can y'all just imagine if LeBron had the same setup as Jordan though, like having that great wingman
100%.
and then having a great coach? Man,
But
that's
if you think about it, he had it in a way. Kyrie just didn't want to be Batman. I mean, Robin.
Hey,
but
hey,
that's true though. That is true. But the only reason I found some tea out about that though, like about a few weeks ago, and I found out that Dan Gilbert didn't even offer Kyrie or whatever the contract or whatever that
I
he
can
wanted.
believe it. I can believe
And
it.
then that was kind of the reasons why Kyrie wanted to leave because of the fact of he felt like that. I feel like Dan Gilbert caused a lot of problems with that Cleveland team. I'll be honest with you, but that's another topic for another day.
hey, your Chicago duo though are getting further and further apart, man, and they
Look,
seem
we
not
ain't
to
gonna
get
talk
along.
about all that. No.
Because
Ah,
Marcus
nope,
Jordan,
nope, 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 nope. Leave it
Michael's
alone.
son
That
was
is
on a
not
date
for,
with
that's
Scotty's
not
ex.
for this. That ain't got
Oh,
nothing,
heard
that ain't
about
got nothing to
that.
do with this.
I heard about
We're,
that too
we're
on the
strictly
radio.
on sports.
Oh,
That
okay.
ain't got shit
Oh,
to
okay.
do with
We
All
nothing.
right. Hey,
about the other
no,
kid
wait.
too. What you mean?
No, that's a
No,
good
we're
point.
not.
We're only talking sports. All right, what's the next topic? We ain't talking about marital stuff. What's the next
Bull.
topic?
Bull.
Marital. They say Tom Brady.
Oh, what? What? Come on, man. How's this different? How's
They
this different?
divorced. What are we talking about them for? Who
How's
cares?
this different? How's
You
it
got
different?
Michael Jordan's son messing with the chick that's been ran through. Congratulations to him.
That's tough.
She
That's
done
tough.
been through. She done been with Future and everybody else. That ain't no big story.
I mean, it's not, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's still you would still consider Scottie Pippen's ex, and for you to even do that to date Jordan's son, though, and the
Hey,
dude is only like what 21, something like that, and she like what
come
5?
on. His son like in his 30s. Marcus Jordan is like 32,
Oh, okay.
33.
It's Marcus Jordan. My bad. I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay.
But both of it, I mean, his other son is like in his mid to late 30s. Jordan's kids ain't young. I think his daughter might be 28.
That's disrespectful for you to even do something like that, bro. Like, it's a code, man. It's a code.
If she want to be in the streets, let her.
All right.
That's tough.
Hey,
let's talk about Brady, man. Let's talk about what's going on
no,
with Brady.
but I just found out recently, and a lot of our viewers probably have already know, but they say Tom Brady took his 11-day absence from training camp was due to marital problems. They say Giselle was upset about the fact that he's playing another year in the NFL, and he left to go. I'm assuming to go rekindle that. Now, me and Walt was talking before the show.
Right. So this
Go
is
ahead, John.
No, I want you guys to get into that because I don't want to talk about Tom Brady. I just want to talk about how your wife would react or you would react or how that's what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about Tom Brady's marriage, all that stuff.
No, I just see her.
I agree. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Like, your wife react.
I see the point.
I see her point.
But F that. I get it.
Wait. Before you get, matter of fact, go ahead, make your point. I got something for you. Go ahead, make your point.
All I'm saying is, look, I get, Tom Brady said was like, look, hey, I want to spend family time with the kids, stuff like that. But if you think about it, I'm the top dog in the league right now. You feel me? top dog. I just won a championship 2 years ago. I took the team to the playoffs last year, but we didn't do quite well.
Right.
So I still feel like, all right, we still got our pieces. We got Godwin, Mike Evans, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got the big Gronk no more, but you know what I'm saying? Our offensive line is somewhat solid. So, and our defense is still good. So, you know what? Giselle, I want to go back. I want to try one more time. Okay. But after the fact that I already just set us up for when I do retire, I'm making all this damn money when I retire. You know what I'm saying? And I get that I said I want to have family time. All we got to do is hire a nanny one more year. That's all I'm saying. A nanny one more year. I get that you can say, oh, yeah, 1 year is going to turn to another year. This year. Bro, I'm at my top of the game. I'm in the best. I won't say he's best shape of his life, but he's on top of the game. Why would you just want him just to say, all right, I'm done. I'm done. Why? And then I'm coming home regretting, like, damn, I could have still maybe passed for another
regretting.
I'm just saying, look, go ahead, make your point, man. Go ahead.
What are you regretting? You're 45. You played 20 something years.
So
what more do you have to prove?
I want to keep going. Why do I just want to sit at the house?
Tom Brady was essentially Steph Curry to the NBA. They wasn't expecting him to be no damn Joe Montana. He exceeded expectations beyond our wildest dreams. He's won 7 chips. What more do you have to prove?
It's not about what I want to prove. If I'm saying if I still got it,
you obviously got
I still got it. Why do I just want to sit in the house and just, waste my talents away by just sitting in the house?
But why not be there for your family?
I can be there for my family as well, but I also want to still play football.
How? You still got...
I'm sure he's been balancing this out for years. He's been balancing this out for years, and I just think...
it obviously ain't working. She's sick of it. She's like, my man, can you be at home, please?
I get that.
And all that nanny stuff is different. Stop. You know it. You're a married man with 2 kids. That's like your wife telling you, hey, just hire a nanny for a year. You like, what the
She would love it because she's tired too.
No, she would not. No, she
yes, she would.
If
I call my wife in here right now, she would, and I'd be like, babe, if we had enough money, she at the doctor's right now. If I had enough money,
say right now, if you already knew that,
I'll call up on the phone. I don't give a damn. I'm just saying, look, if we just had enough money to hire a nanny for a year, I guarantee you she would be like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfect. That's perfect.
You're not getting it. You're not getting it, bro. She's probably been dealing with this for 5 to 10 years now. She just want my man to be at the crib because you're missing a lot of valuable time in these kids' lives.
I get all that.
Yes, you're making money. Yes, you're building your legacy. But at the end, we see it all the time in these movies and whatnot. When kids be like, bro, you was never home. Yes, you made all this money. You did all that, but you missed everything. You missed everything.
I get that, but all he's just trying to do is continue on his legacy, keep building towards the future for his kids.
Oh, I thought you said he ain't had nothing else to prove.
Tom Brady, I mean, he doesn't. And I mean, you are right. He doesn't have nothing to prove, but at the same time, bro, I just if I'm Tom Brady, I still can wake up without having to make them grunt noises every time I get out the bed. Then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna continue to play football. Like you got to remember, this is something that you've been training for your whole life, bro. And then just for you just to give it up like that, you're going to have some type of regret about that down the line, man. I'm just saying, like, if you want to go out, make sure you go out on your time. I get that your wife wants you around. I get it. But that's a thing up here that, like, hey, when I'm done, I'm done. And then that way you can be okay with your decision of just being done. But I really feel like he's only said that he's done because his wife was in his ear talking about, oh, man, I need you home.
Yes.
Like, hey, my man, I really feel like Tom Brady, he wasn't done. So that's why he came back out of retirement. So I get it. I get both sides of the party. But at the same time, I'm still on top of my game at 44 or 50. And like I said, I could wake up. We going for it. We going to play every Sunday. And you know he's not doing everything throughout the week, you know what I'm saying, throughout the training. I mean, you know, all the practices and all that, 7-on-7. All he's doing is probably maybe one practice out the week, and he's showing up on Sunday.
She ain't trying to hear it, bro. She like, hey, come be home. Because you know why? What more do you need? You don't need the money. You don't. You just want him at home. And you want me to tell you how you don't need the money? Because as soon as he retires,
I
you got a
know.
$375 million contract with
No,
Fox.
it's not about the money. It's just about him still having it, and he just wants to play
You
the
can still
ball.
have it as a color commentator, and that's less beatings on the body. You
That's
see, last
completely
year he was upset when Von Miller hit him in the chin with a helmet.
he was, but
Exactly.
still,
So that's the story right there.
you got Tom Brady. Also, he hates that.
about
He hates
Lewis.
that stuff. But Tom Brady loves that thrill, though. Let's be real. He loves that thrill. He loves that thrill of getting up every day, preparation himself for Sunday. I should say he loves that feeling. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that
I
competitive spirit in
understand,
him.
but take your home.
No,
Before you
why?
be alone. Before you
Why?
be alone.
He's not going to be alone. They've been together way too long.
You
Just
just
they.
you just left and went to Costa Rica or Puerto Rico or wherever.
We'll
you
see.
went.
We'll see. We don't know.
He-
But I'm just saying.
Hey,
Listen, anytime
he
my wife,
obviously knew she wasn't playing. You see, he took 11 days off. You don't take 11 days off for somebody you think is bullshit.
hang on. Now this is reported. Now we don't know this is.
We don't know if it's true because it's been massive reports of why he took that time off. You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
give-
From the marriage problems to the Masked Singer.
Go ahead,
So,
John.
Let me give some marital advice that will just make your marriage worse for you. Anytime my wife says that she wants to get out and travel, I hand her a basketball. I say, take 3 steps, and then I say, you just traveled. She didn't like it.
That's funny.
I
gotta use that one.
Hey, real quick before we wrap up, man, the guy who from the Commanders who got Brian Robinson, the running back, got shot twice. They're saying he could be back by week 4, man. That's incredible. So kudos to him, man. Like, good for him. And then obviously it's now 200 days. Like when Brittany Griner, and I'm gonna make a slight joke, but like when she said she was gonna sit out the season or whatever to protest the flag and all that stuff, I didn't legit think she'd be gone. I'm not. It's a kind of a joke, but I'm just saying, man. 200 days now. She's literally been out the whole stinking season. Like that. This is crazy. So 200 days, man. She's been over there now. So, but yeah, kudos to Brian Robinson, man. I'm excited that he can come back if he can really make it back by week 4. That would be amazing.
I say, did he get shot like 8 times or something like that?
I think twice, but he got shot at a bunch. Like I don't know how many times they shot at him, but he got shot twice.
That boy, the next 50 Cent, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, God. Do not.
Hey, anyways, we appreciate y'all watching Real Deal Sports. This your boy Big Watt, my boy Nico Suave, John, hardest working man in the showbiz right now. We appreciate y'all joining us. Not tonight, but this morning here on Real Deal Sports. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever. Tell everybody in your whole goddamn household, and then tell the people at work, and then tell your people at the gym, then tell the people at wherever the hell else you go throughout the day. But again, like I said, we appreciate y'all watching. This Big Watt, John, Nico. We out of here.